Hello everyone, Jerryactric here with Jerryactric Midnight Movie Review. I have given Gary the night off because, it was Columbus Day on Monday, so apparently in his contract it said that he had to get that day off. So tonight was a very interesting movie, The Accountant. You might have seen some trailers for this. Ben Affleck, Anna Kendrick, J.K. Simmons, and a lot of others. So basically the plot of it is this. Christian Wolff, Ben Affleck's character, is an accountant, but he's not a normal accountant. When he was a child, which you see through flashbacks, he was somewhere on the autism spectrum. And this has given him being more comfortable with numbers than people. But Wolff is a little bit more than he seems. He is implicated in cooking books for some very dangerous people, cartels, drug lords, arms dealers all around the world. He then gets an assignment for what he thinks is a normal one. There's a discrepancy at a robotics firm, and Christian is asked to find something that another accountant, played by Anna Kendrick, has found about missing money. But there's a lot more than it seems. And what happens when Christian and Diana Cummings, Kendrick's character, start discovering where this money is? There's some very dangerous people involved. This review is going to be a little different. I am going to talk about the movie, and I'm going to say I liked it. But for very different reasons. First off, Ben Affleck. Coming off Batman vs. Superman earlier this year, I was very interested to see how he plays this character for a very personal reason. And that reason is this. I am on the autism spectrum. I am actually classified as having Asperger's syndrome, which basically means is I'm autistic, but I'm functional autistic. I can meet people, I can deal with them, but it's very hard for me. I also do what they call in the movie self-stimulation by tapping, or what I used to call flying. The reason I wanted to just put that out there is because for me this movie was very different. Whenever I hear a character is going to be played with an autistic disposition, I'm always almost frightened, because there was always been this thing that a person who's autistic is played in a certain way. So walking into this movie, I was very afraid. But my fears were not, because Ben Affleck has done a hell of a job. This is probably one of the most accurate depictions of having Asperger's or a functioning autism that I've ever seen. I don't know if Ben studied or observed some kids or adults and talk to them, but it was right on. I usually thought, looking at this, that this was like looking into a mirror, because it's so dead on. So for me, this movie I was looking at it differently, because I almost didn't watch the movie as much as I observed it, because again, I was trying to see. The other role is Anna Kendrick, very funny actress, plays her part well. She is thrust into a very incredible situation, incredibly fast, and it's just very interesting to see how she relates to somebody who has very difficult problems relating to people. The only criticism I had of this is, in this day and age where the autism spectrum is so well known, I would think that she would eventually come to the conclusion much quicker as this guy has Asperger's or he's on the autism spectrum. J.K. Simmons plays a treasury agent, and he's kind of the one who shows us what Wolff has been doing when he's not being a small-time accountant. He's very good in this role. He plays an authoritative figure who, almost like Christian, who just wants to have answers. He's aided by Cynthia, again, Addai-Robinson, who plays Mary Beth Medina, who has a few secrets of her own as a treasury agent. On the evil side, it was really surprising because I hadn't seen him in any trailers or something. But John Bethany, you might know him as Shane from Walking Dead, or the Punisher from the Daredevil Netflix season 2, as Brax, who is a very good character. He's very evil and smart, which I like in a villain. He's not stupid, and he comes off with his menace very calculating. He's going to tell you exactly what he's going to do to you, and you know just by looking at him that he's going to do it. The story is interesting. It shows us it's a story about the current situation with Wolf and Dana, but it also shows you flashbacks to when Wolf was a child and why does he know all this stuff. He seems to be an excellent marksman. He seems to know a fighting style. I don't know quite what it is, but I remember seeing some of it in the Raid movies that came out of, I believe, Indonesia. But we find that it was his father who decided that in order for a Christian to survive in the world, he would have to learn how to cope with it, even to almost sadistic measures. I like this movie because it really shows you that anybody can do anything. When I was a kid and Asperger's wasn't as widely known or accepted as it is now, I had this question when I was a kid. I mean, I knew I wasn't like other kids. I knew that my life was going to be difficult in some respects. And I wondered, watching this, while it is sadistic to watch this, what the father does to a young Christian, is would I have been better prepared for the world? Gavin O'Connor is the guy who directed this, and he knows how to tell a story. It's fast-paced. He knows when to break it up, when to slow it down, where to insert the flashbacks. And as I said, it was a very good movie. And again, I have a different experience. If you know somebody who has Asperger's or is on the autism spectrum, this might give you kind of a more, I don't want to say educate you, but it might give you kind of a better understanding. The only thing I had was, and this kind of started after Rain Man with Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise, is there is this belief that autism, especially functioning autism, means that you're a genius in some way. That for Christian, it's numbers. He knows how to do numbers exceptionally fast, and I kind of know why they do that. But being a savant and having Asperger's or functional autism is kind of on a different scale. So that was my only thing. But again, he's not supernatural in the way he does it. It's just that's who he is. So yeah, go see it. Rated R for violence, language, scenes of a child not being tortured but being treated very harshly. And again, if you are functioning autistic like I am, this movie may hit you in kind of a different place. So yeah, go check it out. It is The Accountant, and my name is Jerryactric for Jerryactric Midnight Movie Review, reminding you, if you're not going to the movies, then what are you doing with your life? It was hard, because I didn't know if I was going to tell you guys that. But, we have a dialogue here about telling you, and I want to be honest with you guys. But, yes, I am a proud Asperger's syndrome. I kind of got upset when they put it just on the autistic spectrum because I have Asperger's syndrome. And, yeah, you can have a life, a wife, or a husband. And now you have your own superhero. Kind of forced to believe in. Emily Blunt plays Rachel, main character, and I really liked her in this role because when we meet Rachel Watson in this time of her life, she's